very much. So I'd just like to sum up a little bit of what's been said and make a couple of points about research to also back up some of the points that have been mentioned. So we've heard about women's representation in the European Parliament and how it has grown over the years. We have heard about the tools that women can use in campaigning for elections, including the social media, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of that. And we've heard some very powerful accounts by women MEPs about their own experiences. So that gives us quite a lot of food for thought, and I'm sure you've all got a lot of questions that you will want to put. So I'll keep this short. On the points that Ms. Mlinar was talking about, the experiences on Twitter of harassment and feeling that that was actually more directed towards women than towards men, there was a very interesting survey, the first one of its kind, by the Interparliamentary Institute that came out, Interparliamentary Union, that came out last October on sexual harassment and victimization of women in politics. And that research does, in fact, seem to back up that. It was of 55 women across 39 different countries and women in the European Parliament itself. So that's definitely worth looking at. And the second point takes me back to something that the Vice President McGuinness was talking about getting young women into politics. And there again, the research, at least for the United States, does seem to back up that this gap in aspirations to enter politics does actually begin to grow from secondary school, and therefore the importance really of reaching out to young women. And from that point of view, actually today in the Parliament there is an event going on. I don't know if any of the girls are here. It's called Inspiring Girls, and it's kind of like a speed mentoring, not a speed dating, but speed mentoring, bringing together these girls with MEPs and I think somebody from UN Women and various high-ranking women so that they can shadow them and find out a little bit about what those jobs involve. So 2 further things to follow up there. And I'd also just like to briefly point out that we have some research publications at the back of the room. There's a series that we've brought out for International Women's Day. One of those looks directly at women in leadership and conflict resolution. And there's also an infographic adding to the publication about women in parliaments that will give you a brief overview of the figures as they are now. Thank you.